is Arlene.
Hi, this is Gowri.
And you're listening to Durian ASEAN, the voice of discovery and sharing. Today we have a very, very interesting topic by our speaker who has a very interesting profession actually.
Yeah, he is a tattoo artist from Hustla Ink Studio in PJ, and he's here to share with us about the general perceptions of people about tattoo at the workplace. Also,
And what
maybe
are the
touch a little bit on religion as well.
Yeah, what's the taboo with tattoo anyway, right?
So Terence, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do, how you got started.
Morning, everyone. Name is Terence, but most of my friends call me T-Boy. I've been in the profession for quite a number of years, and but a lot of people think that ask you like, how come tattoo?
Uh-huh.
Well, like any other people, I used to have a regular job, and I wasn't happy with my job, and I wanted
What
to
were
do
you
something.
doing?
I was
You're
in
not
basically
happy
I was
about-
in media.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
I was in media, and I work with a few big corporate, well-known companies. So yeah, so one day I got up and I was like, you know what, that's not me. It's like pretending to be yourself. Yeah. So that's when I like went into the tattoo scene and art and stuff, mainly because the passion for art.
How did you first started know how to do tattoo and how to even design tattoo?
Well, basically, it's you have to have the love for art, the passion for drawing, and once you have the passion for drawing and art, because art can be in many forms. You can be a painter. You could be like they say, painter, tattoo artist. That's many form of art. So, like for me, I chose to go into tattooing. It's something I really want to, explore as I was a kid. Yeah.
And then also, you're working in this studio right now, and are you like the person in charge there? What's like a day in your life?
Well, basically, hustling, we have like two partners, me and Aaron. We both actually own the studio.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've been around the scene for about 7 years now.
Oh, that's quite
Yeah,
a long time.
Yes, quite a long time. So most of our clientele, we were like shocked because like recently we got a lot of customers like coming in from like overseas, like like yesterday we have like from Cape Town and Singapore. The day before we had like from Germany and stuff. So like that's why we were curious. We asked like, Glenn, how do you actually know about our studio? They say like, well, we search online, and they said hustling is like one of the top studios in Malaysia. So like we didn't know we were like that big. We were like, okay, since like everyone's saying that they're looking online, so we pretty much have done a good job. Yeah.
And you are obviously tattooed,
Yes, tattooed.
heavily tattooed.
Yeah.
So let's get to the obvious question, which is, do you get people staring at you wherever you go? Do you get judgy eyes
Oh yes, all the time.
all the time?
Yeah, all the time.
What's the perception when they see you with tattoo or they see anyone with tattoo?
I think generally it's maybe they fear us.
They fear.
I don't know.
Maybe you're part of the mafia gang or
Yeah,
something.
like because like this goes back, like during like I think the 80s or the 70s, like you associate gangsterism with tattoos. So, some in some people's mind they still see that kind of things like tattoo people are gangsters. Yeah, and we try every day. We try hard to like let people understand more about tattoo. Not all guys with tattoos are really bad or we are gangsters and stuff like that. We all have our profession. Yeah.
And in terms of your customers, you said a lot of them from overseas. What about locally?
Yeah, locally we do get a number of clients as well, and a lot of like very high good profession like lawyers, engineers, doctors, business owners and stuff like that. They all too get tattoo.
But when you talk about professionals, usually in the workplace they are not allowed to wear any tattoo, obviously on their face or their body, which are exposed. So usually, where do they usually put their tattoo on?
Well, most professional people, they normally tattoo on hidden places. such as your back, your chest, your ribs, behind your armpits and stuff like that. These are all places hidden. Yeah, because like you can't stop someone from getting a tattoo.
So, what is your thought when it comes to these people when they judge you just based on some designs that you have on your hands?
Well, basically, there are some walk up to me and they like intrigued by my tattoo, and then and like the first question everyone asks, is it pain?
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay.
yeah, obviously it's painful and stuff like that. One needs to experience it. Then they're like, oh, this is like really painful. Yeah, and then you have the other sort of people where they just stare at you like, sometimes when I walk, I get the stare. I felt like, like, do I owe you money? Do you know me? Like, why are you looking at me? It's like, this kind of things is like, we have adapt to it.
What
Yeah.
about females? I mean, females with tattoo. I'm sure you have female friends who
Yes.
are heavily tattooed as well.
Yes. I do have, like, that's the difference. Like, they too will get stare, you see, and if you ask me, it's like, I think like in the younger generation's mind, they always tell me like tattoo girls are hot. And like when you look at a girl with tattoo, it plays with your mind. What kind of like character she have? Is she a bad girl? It's like individual mind that people will see and think how about you.
So they assume that girls with tattoo are promiscuous, I suppose.
Yes.
But in reality, girls with tattoo and girls without tattoo are of the same species. And I mean, it's up to the individual. I mean, my assumption is it's up to individuals when it comes to character, whether you are with tattoo or without tattoo. It doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it doesn't matter.
So I saw this post on your wall on Hustla Ing where you said people getting turned down for jobs
Yeah.
with tattoos. They're not the unprofessional ones. What's unprofessional is you judging your potential candidate
Yes.
because of tattoo. So
Yeah.
you wanna
That's
elaborate on that?
That's a very interesting one.
Yeah, because like for me, I don't see a point like if you employ the guy who have tattoo, but he has a character of his own, and maybe he like it comes in job scope. He might be better. He might be more creative and stuff like that. But most of the companies, they like set the rules, like you can't have guys with tattoos and stuff. Like you see, when I was in Europe and stuff like that, I've seen like big corporate companies where the bosses have tattoos right up their neck and their sleeve and stuff like that. And I walked up to them and asked them, it's like, so what's about like tattoo against them? He said like, I don't pay people for their tattoo. I pay them for their brains. So I don't see why, like, like even here they do that. Like only certain industries you can have tattoos. Like if you're in the advertising, or if you're in the media, or if you're in like if you're in like
Service.
production kind of line, entertainment line. But why it can't be like for other big corporate, like maybe for like like Shell, or like all these big brand, they get people who have tattoos. But the funny part is that is also like you've seen like the foreigners who works in those companies has tattoos, but the local, they don't have tattoos.
And they will not be hired if they have all these
Yes.
tattoos.
They would not be
On
hired
the
if they were in Malaysia. That's something. It's like sad. You're not giving another human being chance to like basically be the best at what they can be. Yep.
Another question that I want to ask is about religion and tattoo.
Yep.
Obviously, we are a majority Muslim country, and the idea of tattoo itself is very taboo.
Yep.
So, do you have Muslim customers coming up to you?
Well, you see, we do have like, I think most studio have like, I think Muslim people like coming to acquire about tattoos and stuff like that, but we don't normally tattoo like Muslim people because like it's against their religion, in Malaysia, and if we do tattoo them, it's a big risk for us. We might lose our business license, and the guy that's tattooing the person will be put in jail. Yeah. So these are things which is like very sensitive to us, and like the the interesting part is like like different country you go by, and you see like how the different Muslim faith they live. It's different.
It's very diverse. I still remember going to Indonesia, living there for a month, being friends with a lot of different Indonesian of different faith.
Yeah.
I noticed they have no problem with the idea of tattoo, whether they are Muslim or Hindu or Buddhist or even Christians. I think it is less taboo in countries like Indonesia. But I'm not sure. What about the Middle East? Have you have any encounter?
Yeah, Middle East also there are people getting tattooed. And like basically it's like when I speak with them, it's like like you're Islam, right? They say yeah, and you have a tattoo. And I'm always curious. I like to ask this kind of questions. Like, why you have tattoo? And for them it's like they say it's between me and God. It's between me and God, and like it's my body. So like that actually triggered a question in my head. Is like, okay, so they actually can do it. So it's basically, it's not the country, it's basically the law, how you set it in your own country, you see. Even Singapore, if you go, you see a lot of like Muslim guys with tattoo, and like some of them, I've mistaken them as like like Eurasians in the dark skin. And I walk, hey, so are you like Eurasians? Like, no, I'm a Muslim, man. But they're fully tat, and again I'm like, okay.
I think speaking of that, I would like to bring up something about football.
Yeah.
Where if you know Mesut Ozil,
Yes.
he is a Muslim from he has Turkish origins,
Yep.
and he recently got a tattoo.
Yep.
And there's been a huge outcry from all his fans. They're like, "Hey, you're Muslim, like get the tattoo off your arm."
Yep.
And on his tattoo, he also has the writing that says, "Only God can judge me." Like
Yep.
what you said, it's between me and God.
Yeah, yeah.
So it seems that, like you said, it's not about the religion itself. It's more about the laws in the country
Yeah.
and all that. Because he is actually from the Middle East as well, and he is a very pious person. If you notice, he actually prays before going on the pitch
Yep.
and all.
And in a lot of his Twitter postings were of religious sort of postings as well.
Yeah, there's just people bashing him like, "Hey, you're supposed to be a good Muslim. We look up to you. So, don't do this. You're supposed to be a good role model and all that." And it kind of
Yeah.
makes me not angry, but I'm like, what is your problem? It's his arm. He wants to get a tattoo. Like, it's up to him.
Yeah. I want to focus on tattoo design. I know there's so many different types of design, but maybe you can categorize all the different design that are popular among your customers.
Based on the designs, that's why you have like tattoo studios which they give you a stencil, like you choose which one you want, and that's it. It's like a one-stop tattoo center. But our studio is more on like custom designs. You see, we want to do something which represents you and unique. Yeah, and
So do you mean that tattoo is actually a personal story of the person itself
yeah,
that
like-
is tattooed on the skin?
Yeah, that's why you see like, you get people coming in like to get like remembrance tattoo of their loved ones. Some even dog. So it's close to them. They feel that even if they lost something, when you have a tattoo of someone you love, you feel close to them. You see, that's how I feel. I've got I've got like few tattoos, remembrance of my dad, my grandma, and stuff like that. So when people ask me about my tattoos have story. I say like, oh, this is for so and so and everything. And well, like Johnny Depp said, your body is your journal. And my tattoos are my story. And the only thing I can take when I'm done and I'm leaving this world is my tattoos. I can't take any possession, stuff like that. Me and my tattoo is gone. Yeah.
But if you compare the let's say the Western countries and Malaysia itself,
Yep.
if you look at all the football players, nearly all of them have tattoos.
Yep.
And it's not a problem. It's seen as a luxury for them, because they have all this money and they don't know what to do with it. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
splurge on tattoo. But over here, when you speak of tattoo, people are like, Wait, what?
Yeah, yeah. That's why you see like one of the big tattoo brands, right? Very popular, Ed Hardy. And you see like most of the Muslims here, they buy that brand. You know? Yeah, yeah.
I think they have no clue what is Ed Hardy in the
No,
first
most
place.
of them, when I ask them, I say, do you know this is a tattoo brand? They say, yeah. And I
Ah.
said, why you buy it? You know, some said like, because I cannot have tattoos, so I like buy these kind of things. You know, because I love the art of it. You see, and that's why you get like a lot of different people thinking differently about tattoos. And Malaysia, we are very, you see, we have like a lot of culture, a lot of religion, stuff like that, and we got to like basically do things right. Yeah, especially by the Muslims. You know, we don't want to offend anybody and stuff like that. Yeah.
What about the non-Muslims? I mean, maybe it's not the religion that is a hindrance for them to accept tattoo as a norm, but maybe of other reason you can explain to us?
Well, you see, like even for like Hindu as well, or Christians, you're not allowed to have tattoos actually.
Ah.
If you like go way back. But then again, it's up to you, you see, and what do you believe? What do you believe? You see, and that's why I always tell people, it's like, like um, there's this guy once like walk up to me and he's like, hey, you're a Catholic, you're not supposed to have tattoos. I said like, okay. I say like, yeah. He said like, your body is supposed to be like a temple of Christ and stuff like that. And I replied to him, I was like, well, my body is a temple of Christ, yes. How I choose to decorate it is my business. It's my body. It's like same thing I always tell people, like, you're going to buy a house and you're just going to leave the house bare empty. You're not going to put any furniture and stuff like that. So this is how I live my life. And you see, it's like, it's not about tattoo making you bad. It's what's in your heart. Some people are not tattooed, but sorry to say that they are like really like, those like, I don't want to mention, like it's like really bad word and like, yeah. So like, like some people always say like, the non-tattoo ones are the criminal ones. Yeah.
Let's all have tattoo then.
Some people say that because end of the day, it's individual belief, individual thinking, how you want to think. It's like, like if your parents are cool about it, then it's like, yeah, you're cool about it. If your parents from young, like, oh, this is bad, this is like, so it's like also the parents lah. It's also the parents kind of like fault maybe to like tell a kid, oh, look at that guy, he's got tattoo, he's probably a gangster and stuff like that. So your kids start remembering stuff and you see people, oh, he's a gangster, oh, he's a gangster. But a tattooed parent is different. They will like speak to their kid about like art. Like my son, he will always come and ask me, it's like Daddy, why you got so much of tattoos in your body? And
How old is your son?
He's like 3 years old. Yeah, and sometimes he hang around my studio and he knows, and he asks me, it's like, Papa, tattoo? I say, yeah. So from a young age, he's being exposed to tattoos. But not necessarily when he grows big, I'm going to say like, oh, you know what? You're going to get a tattoo. It's up to him.
Another thing that I noticed, I don't know whether it's just me or it is the fact, but when I was in Sabah and Sarawak, I noticed a lot of the people in Borneo, they seem to see tattoo as a norm. I see that in, maybe it's because the ethnicity, the groups in Sabah and Sarawak, they are used to the idea of tattoo, or maybe because the cultural norm there has not been extremely, I would say, Puritan compared to us in Peninsula. I mean, it seems interesting because it seems like the cultural norms or the cultural values in Sabah and Sarawak is of a different kind.
Yeah, it's very normal there in Sabah and Sarawak because like you said again, it's culture. From small they've been brought up with it.
And they are not less religious than us.
Yeah, they are still the same. And you see, like, that's why you get the conventions going to Borneo and get tattoo convention. But we can't organize one in KL.
Mhm.
Because the moment we do that, it's going to be like, all sorts of
get
people
visits
going
from
to
Jackie
say,
by
yeah,
then.
oh, this is haram and stuff like that. And, for us, it's like, why can't we do it? Why can't we do it? It's not say like, we're going to like grab a Muslim guy out of the street and like tattoo him. It's just like, it's an art exhibition,
Mhm.
body art exhibition. That's what we don't understand. And we are trying our level best to have one here in Malaysia.
Can you share with us the one in Sabah or Sarawak in Borneo?
Yeah, Borneo rainforest and stuff like that. They have like really good tattoo artists from the States.
Mhm.
Really,
Wow.
really, yeah, well-known artists. And, they come down, they tattoo, and you see the way they mingle around themselves. It's like basically artists communicating with each other in the sense of like, on their craftsmanship. How to tattoo better, how to tattoo less pain, how to tattoo fast, and what's a new technique of tattooing. So this is the whole big thing. And when I was there, everybody was like, it was like a very beautiful festival. It's like a festival of where all the tattoo people get together, enjoy the passion of like sort of like ink and like drink and like have a good time. It's all about having good times. That's about it.
So you're telling me that you are trying to work on a campaign on trying to change the perception of people. Maybe you
Yeah.
wanna
Yep. In fact, I was like talking to my my partner Aaron, and we were like saying stuff like, we should probably do a campaign of like charity drive with people like tattoo, and we call it, and a campaign should be called Saya Bukan Something, and where we feature like basically all the professional people like the lawyers, engineers, and doctors and stuff like that, and to show them like, these are your people with tattoos. The lawyers, the doctor, the engineers, the pilot, and stuff like that, and make people understand that, wow, these guys are tattooed, but they also have profession. Yeah.
Okay.
So hopefully it will take off. Saya Bukan Something, and it's going to be more like a charity event, and whatever we get, we donate to charity and stuff like that. Yeah.
So we have your hustling
Yes.
ambassador. who, joined
Slash
us.
model, Carmen. Yeah.
Hi, Carmen.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I'm late. Traffic was crazy.
There's-
So you have 2 minutes to just share with us.
Yeah,
Because
maybe
you
some of
you are
the,
heavily tattooed yourself.
challenges as a woman and the prejudice
it's
you get.
difficult. Like you won't understand. There are a lot of tattooed models, women in Malaysia, but not a lot that want to come out and talk about their tattoos. Being a woman and also heavily tattooed in Malaysia, it's very difficult because they don't look up to tattooed women.
Yeah.
There's a lot of difficulty where in your job or even modeling. As a model in Malaysia, you have to be Caucasian, tall, you can't be tiny, little fun size like me, You can't be tattooed. If not, you have to be an import model. Yeah, so, and a lot of interviews that I've gone for, they take one look at my tattoo and they go like, yeah, maybe not, and they don't even look at my CV. They just look at my tattoos and take one look and go, yeah, no. We'll call you back, but I know they never will. Yeah, but I love my tattoos.
But are there a lot of women like you yourself, trying to break the taboo and, get a tattoo?
I'm sure they are, but it's most of them don't want to, are quite afraid to speak out about it. They rather do the tattoos in private. And because Malaysia tattoos are not, not a majority. We're still a very small minority. And because of that, people are afraid. They think, because we're the tiny little people, no one will listen to us. But I feel like if we stand up and if we go out there and say, yeah, this is us, we can do this, we can do it like anybody else, or even better. I don't know.
So anyway, thank you, Carmen, and thank you, Terence.
So I just want to let you guys know that we at Durian ASEAN, we are very appreciative of tattoos.
No worries.
Not think that
no
you're
worries.
something or
No
anything.
worries.
Thank
Thank you so much for being here and sharing your experiences and your thoughts on all this prejudice and all.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for inviting us. So sorry I'm late.